welcome back. Yes, you read that title right. There is a conference for people like us with ostomies. It's the UOAA, United Ostomy Associations of America, National Conference. It happens every other year, and it's the biggest conference in the country for people like us. Ostomates from all over the country, with every diagnosis and every type of ostomy, will be there. I've been attending these conferences since 2017. The last one was in 2023 in Houston. And aside from the weather, it was so much fun. Now, the first time I went to the UOAA National Conference, I was very nervous. I was very tentative about going. I had known about it for a few years and decided not to go a few times, but finally in 2017 I decided to go. I even took my parents along with me so that they could see what it was like and so that they could get their questions answered. They could support me. We could all just figure this thing out together. And I'm sure I was like a lot of you who will be attending the conference this year for the first time. But I'll tell you what, I thought I had my ostomy all under control. I thought I knew everything. I had already had it for 7 years by that point, and I still learned a few things. And even better, I made some incredible friends. I was pretty nervous and just kind of reserved the whole time until the last day, when a few of the other young adults came up to me and they were like, "Hey, who are you? We've never seen you before. You need to be hanging out with us." And so then for the last day and the whole last night and party and everything, I was with a group of young adults, and I'm still friends with all of them today. It was an incredible experience, and it got me hooked, and I've been back to the UOAA conference ever since. So let's talk about the conference happening this year. First, you need to go to the UOAA's website, ostomy.org, and go to the event page and register for the conference. Also, really cool that the UOAA has done this. They got us discounted rooms for the week of the event. I appreciate them doing that so much because, at a place like this, it's actually close to Disney. I'll talk about that in a minute. The dates of the conference are Thursday, August 14th to Saturday, August 16th. And I'm assuming most people will come in on Wednesday the 13th and go home Sunday the 17th. But it's at a really cool location, so why not make a big trip out of it, bring the family, go to Disney, go to Universal, or just enjoy Florida, all that good stuff. But those are the basic dates. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when I would be there if I were you. And yes, I've already kind of mentioned it, but it will be in Orlando, Florida at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress Resort. I'm so glad I nailed that. All right. Now, I have a feeling I've already looked at the website. I've already been to the resort's Instagram page and stuff. I have a feeling this is going to be the best venue that the conference has been held at in years. For sure since I've been going. I mean, it looks incredible. Let me just read you some of the amenities. So, there's a shuttle to Disney and Orlando, to Disney and Universal. There's a 24-hour gym, 7-hole pitch and putt course, 5-hole mini golf, bike rentals and rock climbing, sailboats, paddle boards, kayaks, paddle boat rentals. Yes, they've got their own little lake at the resort. A bunch of scheduled activities that the hotel puts on. A spa, nightly movies at the pool. They've got a trail going around the resort and the lake for running and walking and stuff that says there's a 1 and a 3 mile course. There's a restaurant and stuff. I mean, this is gonna be so much fun. And you can hop the shuttle and go over to Disney Springs and go shopping and eating and bowling and stuff like that. But man, this is going to be awesome. Now let's talk about what's going to actually happen at the conference and what to expect. So first of all, for the first 2 days, there's an expo. And what that means is that there will be a whole conference room taken up by vendor booths from basically every ostomy company you can think of, at least in America. And it's so much fun. First of all, there's a social aspect. You just get to walk around and hang out with all your ostomy friends, meet a bunch of new people, and you get to go from booth to booth, getting to know the people behind all the ostomy companies that you may have heard of, that you're curious about. You get to ask them all your questions. You get to learn about new products. You get to learn about things that may be happening in the future. You get samples. It's really cool. So you won't want to miss that. And if it's not your thing, at least walk around really quick and just see what companies are there. You never know. I'm telling you, at every conference, I think I've got my ostomy life under control. And then I'll find one thing where I'm like, oh, I didn't know about that. I'm glad I was here. So anyway, you gotta check out the expo. Next are the actual classes and sessions. So there'll be a few like large sessions where everyone's together and it's just a good time. It's low key, like you just find your friends or whatever, grab a seat, and everyone's learning about something or listening to some announcements together. For sure at the beginning and the end of conference, maybe a couple throughout. But then the rest of the classes are all smaller breakout classes that cover every single ostomy topic you can think of. If you have a question about ostomy life, it will get answered at this conference. Like the classes are all focused on different subjects, different types of ostomies, different types of surgeries. There's stuff for caregivers, for young adults, for kids. The UOAA works hard to try to make sure that everyone is covered, that every topic gets discussed somehow, somewhere, some way. And it's nothing to stress about, like it's very casual. You can basically go to any class you want. It's not fun when two that you really want to go to are at the same time. That's something you have to figure out, but you just gotta make the most of it and go where you think you'll get the most value. There will be some very, very good sessions, I can promise you that. And some of the classes are very structured, where it's just a physician or a fellow ostomate presenting something, giving you information, and everyone just kind of listening. Other sessions are very casual, very group-oriented. Everyone's talking, everyone's discussing things. It's a group discussion. So there's a little bit of everything. There's a chance to really learn some good stuff, and there's a chance to really create some bonds and learn from one another. Then, of course, there's the free stoma clinic. This is one of the coolest things that's offered at the conference. You may not have the best medical team around you, or maybe it's been a long time since you've been to a WOC nurse, or whatever. But at the conference, they will set off a private area of the resort, and they'll set up some hospital beds, and they will have a team of WOC nurses come in, and you can schedule a time to go in one-on-one in a private setting, and they will, you can take off your bag and everything, and the nurses will look at your stoma, they'll look at your peristomal skin, and they'll talk to you about what you're doing, if you have any questions, what they can see, if they think you're doing okay, or if they think there are some things you can do to improve your skin health and things like that. So it's very beneficial, it's very cool, and it's a good thing to go do to get some extra security and just reassurance in your ostomy care and your ostomy journey. And if you're gonna do it, make sure to bring, some extra ostomy supplies. Obviously, if you're gonna be there for 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 days, you definitely want to bring some extra ostomy supplies anyway. But if you're going to do the stoma clinic, yeah, they're going to take off the old one and then you'll put on a new one when they're done talking to you and everything. So just bring a little extra, just so that you're covered, all right? It's very cool. Next are the activities, things to actually do besides learning and sitting. Now, since I've been going to these conferences, the venues have been very beautiful, they've been very nice, but they didn't have a ton of amenities. So we would all just kind of take over the common areas and the lobby and stuff and just hang out, get to know each other, have a good time. But at this resort, there's so much to do, so if you're bored, that's your fault. But yes, there will be plenty of activities at the resort and around town. And you'll be getting to know other ostomates and finding people that have similar interests and backgrounds as you. And you can break off and go do fun stuff with them. Even something basic like going to the gym. This is one of my best friends, Moshe. We met at the 2019 conference and we've been best buddies ever since. And this is just us hanging out at the gym. And yes, you can absolutely go around town, go sightseeing if you like. This conference is meant for you to find connection with other people, and if that means that, you end up just kind of going and sightseeing and doing some cool stuff when there's not a session happening, go for it. And obviously, as I've mentioned, it's close to Disney, so if you have the finances and the extra time, go do all the Disney and Universal things. On the last night of the conference, there will be a closing party, closing meeting and ceremonies, and then that'll turn into a big party with a dance floor. And you know what? Dancing is optional. Except it seems for me. Somehow or another, I get out there, I can't help it, and I make a fool of myself one way or another. But I just want you to have a good time. So yes, if you want to dance, I'll be there. You can see right here, I was having a little too good of a time. It was a 1920s theme, and it was super fun. But because many of you know her. Here's Maggie. I may have been making her feel a little uncomfortable, as well as everyone else around me. Don't know why everyone gave me this much space. Maybe it was needed. It was probably needed. That was 2 conferences ago. The last one I wasn't as crazy. Everyone had a great time. I'm just trying to help you guys have a good time, okay? I just want people to enjoy themselves. What can I say? But there is a theme to the party. A couple conferences ago, it was the Roaring 20s, 1920s, not these ones. And that was very fun. I was surprised at how many people got dressed up. Everyone looked great. It was super fun. The last conference was a Western theme, and it was a little bit more casual, but people still got dressed up for it in a fun way. But in any case, get into the theme, have some fun with it. We are the last people you need to be embarrassed around. Like, if you want to get dressed up for the theme this year, do it. Have some fun, come to the last party, have a good time. Oh, and the theme for the party this year is Mad Hatter. So I'm just assuming, all things Alice in Wonderland, have some fun with it, and we'll just have a good time, okay? Now, if this is your first time at the conference and you're coming alone, or you're bringing like a few family members or something, but you don't know anyone else there, please come say hi to me. Introduce yourself. I want to meet you. And I don't want you to feel alone or nervous. And also, go ahead and introduce yourself to other people. At this conference, everyone wants to make more connections. People either want to help other ostomates or they want to get help from other ostomates. This is not the place to be nervous. You can let your hair down. Don't be worried about just, kind of leaning over or walking over to someone and just saying hi and starting an easy conversation. It's very easy to get to know people here. I encourage you to do that. And at the very least, just say hi to me. Maybe I can introduce you to some people. Please don't be nervous to chat with anyone there. Seriously. One question I got recently was, are there a lot of young adults at the conference? And yes, there are plenty. There's a whole group of us. I meet some new ones every year, and they've got a whole, we have our own track of classes and stuff that we can go to as well so that we can stay together, get to know each other. But I will say this, being a young adult at this conference is more it's just kind of a state of mind. And there are plenty of people who are, more advanced in years that hang out with us, and we all have a good time. The young adult group at the conference is really just whoever wants to hang out with us, whoever wants to meet new people, whoever wants to have a good time. Now, in terms of food and meals, you'll notice if you go to the website and look at the schedule that there are a couple meals provided, but the rest of the time we are on our own, and that is not a bad thing. This is actually one of the funnest parts of the conference, where as you're meeting new people, making friends and stuff like that, you're finding different groups, you're finding different friends, all that stuff. You get to go out around the city or whatever, or you can eat right there in the resort. But if you're hungry and you want a meal and it's not being provided by the UOAA at any given point, go ahead, find some friends, ask who wants to go eat, whatever, breakfast, lunch, dinner, second breakfast, third breakfast, 11sies, all that good stuff. Yes, we may be on our own for some of the meals, but it's a chance to really bond and connect with some people. One of the concerns I recently saw on Facebook was, hey, I looked at the schedule online, the schedule looks really full and jam-packed, tons of stuff going on. Is there actually time to meet other people? That's the only reason I'm going. That was what I saw. And yes, like I've already said about the classes, you can definitely talk to people in the classes and get to know each other. Some classes more than others. In between every class, you can get to know people. In the general sessions, you can get to know each other at activities, at meals, and every single night is basically wide open. Like, once the classes are done for the day, you're just free. Just go do what you want. Hang out with whoever you want. Make some new friends. Do your thing. Have a good time. Yes, 100%, there's plenty of time to socialize. Another concern that I saw on Facebook that takes me into probably the most important reason for going to the conference, at least for me, was this. And I'm going to read what they wrote. It brings up a really important topic, so yeah. I forget I have an ostomy most of the time. Why would I want to spend 3 days talking about a non-issue for me? Okay, a few things about this. First of all, I guess, congrats. Yes, that's very good that you've gotten so used to ostomy life that you don't have any issues, you forget about it. That's awesome. Congratulations. A lot of people are not like that. So I'm not trying to put that person down, but I do want to encourage people to just shift their perspective a little bit. 90% of the reason that I go to this conference is for my current ostomy friends, the friends that I will potentially make, and the people that I may help. You may go to this conference expecting to learn a bunch of things, and it may turn out that you're the one that's there to help someone. Now, if this person who had left this comment thought about it like that, like, hey, if you've got it so good, if you've got everything figured out and dialed perfectly with your ostomy, think of how good of a resource you could be for other people at this conference. So yes, maybe you don't need any help. Maybe you don't want any new friends. If you have the time and the finances to come to the conference, maybe think about it from that point of view. What impact can you make? What kind of knowledge and information and tips and tricks can you help provide to others who so desperately need it? At every single conference, there are new ostomates who are in need of friendship, information, connection, understanding, all of the above from other ostomates. And who knows, maybe you'll go to learn a bunch of stuff and it'll turn out that you will help someone or that you will change somebody's life. You never know. You never know. And I found that that's one of the most powerful things about going to the conference for me. Who needs my friendship? Or maybe whose friendship do I need? At one of the classes last conference, I just went into it trying to be supportive because one of my friends was presenting. And it turned out that I really needed that session. And I was like in there crying and looking deep into myself and all. Anyway, making new connections, all that good stuff. You never know what you need or what someone else may need at the conference. And I am really beating this subject to death, but it is so important to me. Someone may need you, or you may need someone there, and you don't even realize it. So I hope to see you there.
Hey Nate, what are you enjoying about the Ostomy conference?
A lot of young people and a lot of friends. Made a lot of new friends so far.
Good.
Now, if you're really wanting to go, but you just can't because of scheduling, financial, or health reasons, I totally understand. I'm not trying to make anyone feel guilty. I'm just trying to share what it's been like over the years, why I'm excited about this conference, and I just want to say, like, if you really want to be there, but you just can't because of one of those reasons, I'm going to be making videos all throughout the conference, and I'll be posting like some YouTube stuff about it afterwards. I'll do my best to make it, feel like you were there so that you can enjoy that time with us, and hopefully we'll see you at the next conference or the next get-together or whatever. So with all that said, go to the website, get registered, book your hotel room, get ready to go. I'll see you in a couple months. It's going to be here sooner than you think, and we're going to have a great time. I can't wait to see you there. I'm excited for the conference. Thanks, UOAA, for putting it on. I'll see you guys in Orlando. Bye.